Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The biggest challenge for these teams here may be dealing with the weather. Rain is falling, the field is slick, and it's not going to get any better as the game goes on. It'll be messy out there. It's the Bears going up against the Buccaneers. So now let's head on over to rainy Raymond James Stadium in Tampa to welcome in our announcing crew of Brandon Guyton and
Larry, it's something the Floridians are all too familiar with as the rain continues to fall here at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. With the echoes of cannon blast still ringing in our ears from the north end zone, the Bucs were introduced a moment ago, and they are all set as their guys will do battle with the Chicago Bears. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gautin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback in his 14th year now. Played his college ball at NC State, Phillip Rivers.
He continues to climb up all those all-time passes.
kick. Field is getting pretty wet down here in Tampa. A lot of fans. The semi-pro team really has a large following. Or maybe it's just all the Bears fans came down to watch their Bears. All right. Atkins, George, so many people to choose from. Let's go with Fortunato. And there it is, a big sack from Williams. It's the way to start Bears defense. Bears defense was not necessarily the problem last game, as they did hold the Falcons, semi-pro Falcons, to 6 points. But their offense only getting 10 points was quite disappointing. And there's Orleans Darkwa losing a yard. So Williams off to a great start. He's gotten a tackle on every play so far. And I don't think Tampa Bay is going to get this play off. No, they are not. So at the end of the first quarter, the Bears have the 7-0 lead. All right, start of the second quarter. 7-0 Bears. See if Bill George is controllable this turn. And I was going to say, is Griffin really going to get away from Bill George? Bill George does bring him down, though. So, 4th and 12. Tampa Bay should be punting here. So far the game through one quarter has felt easier than the other semi-pro team that they played last week. But it's only 7-0, so still anything can happen. Tampa Bay's punter does seem to be a little bit more legit than last week's Atlanta Falcons punter. See, Harlan Hill has 2 catches already, 1 for a touchdown. So this is the, what are we at now? The 5th team in action here in week 2 already. We saw the Denver Broncos host and defeat the Dallas Cowboys. That was a great game that really, the first drive of the game, the Dallas Cowboys received the kick, took almost the entire first quarter off the clock, drove right down in the Broncos, but then threw an interception inside the red zone. That basically changed the game as the Broncos were able to hold on for a win there, 13-7. Then we saw the Cleveland Browns have absolutely no problem with their semi-pro team. I don't remember the final, but it was ridiculous, 37-0 maybe, 38-0. Jim Brown, I believe, went over 200 yards and found the end zone a bunch of times. At least 4. Then we've seen the Buffalo Bills rebound from their Week 1 loss as they defeated the Carolina team with, I believe that score was 17-0. And now we're watching the Bears take their second shot at the semi-pro team. Later tonight, Monday night, we'll see the Baltimore Colts playing what they're calling a home game, although they're forcing them to play in Indianapolis under the lights. So it's an interesting development. And then that brings us to Thursday night football, where we see a doubleheader. Both the Giants and the Oilers are in action. The Giants get the very defensive defensively stout Detroit Lions. And the Oilers play another semi-pro team. And that was good defense by the semi-pro corner there. And the Bears will have to punt. So again, the Bears offense is just not clicking yet on this young season. They are definitely leaning on their defense, but I'm afraid when they start playing other teams on their schedule, such as the Packers and the Lions, that's going to be a lot harder, and they're going to need some offense at some point. Whoa, 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 what? All right. So, somebody was a little aggressive. And it was Doug Atkins. Oh, the coach is all right with that. Atkins is a monster. I'm sure he thought he had figured out the snap count or something. But we'll try to play defense after the whistle. Or, I'm sorry, between the whistles. Not so much before the play starts. Oh. Ryan Griffin pelts Atkins. Atkins had no idea it was coming, or maybe he would have been able to intercept that. Ryan Griffin completes the pass for 13 yards. And Griffin gets rid of the ball before taking the sack. And there's a handoff to Darkwa again. Nothing there. He actually lost another yard. And Amaro makes the catch and just falls down short of the first down. So, undoubtedly, there's some scouts in the stands trying to scout out this team. And there are, occasionally you'll find some talent on these semi-pro teams, but then you'll see stuff like that where he was talented enough to catch the ball, but then just fell down for no apparent reason, short of the first down. Okay, that's good. It seems like the microphone is working now. I'm not sure how much it has worked or not worked in this first half, but I'm going to continue assuming that it works. So we're at the 2-minute warning. The Bears lead 7-0. 2-0 would be a much different story. However, it is all about their defense so far in the season, as the offense in almost 6 quarters against semi-pro teams has only put 17 points on the board. And he hits Harlan Hill. Yes, that's right. Good reminder. I did talk about the games, but forgot to tell where they would be at. So the Baltimore Colts game later tonight, actually 11 p.m. Eastern, will be on the Twisted Phoenix channel. And that will be against the St. Louis Rams. Okay, well, that's what happens when you are forced to listen to these games at work. But certainly appreciate you checking it out. Just don't get yourself in trouble or anything. So once again, the Baltimore and the Colts and Rams game later tonight will be on Twisted Phoenix. Then on Thursday night, both games of the doubleheader, the Giants versus the Lions and the Oilers taking on the Jaguars. Those will both be on the John M. channel. Welcome back, Brian. So as you can see, I am controlling the clock and playing well on defense, but still 20 plays run, only 1 touchdown. That was a pass between. Whoa, boy. And there's a sack. And the Bears will have to use a timeout. That's the second time no one has bothered to block that guy. So I know I have a big stand on the left side, but the right side of the offensive line could use some work for the Bears. Let's see here. I am not even sure what happened. I was looking downfield at the receiver coming open. I'm not sure. I think maybe someone on Tampa Bay got their arms up and deflected that. But once again, the Bears really struggling at offense here. And a great job of the schedule makers to give them 2 semi-pro teams to start with. But week 3 is the Green Bay Packers, and this offense needs to learn how to play before that game. I don't think Lombardi is too keen on laying up on teams that he knows are not as talented as they are. Tampa Bay continuing to try to establish a running game. Luckily, the Bears are doing great at defending the run. And that'll take us to halftime. So, a very defensive first half between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their all red uniforms and the Chicago Bears, who were able to get the 1 touchdown pass. And that's it. I don't believe there's been any turnovers. A clean game. I think 1 penalty when Doug Atkins went wild man before the play started, and no turnovers. So clean, but very little yardage. Okay, they want Kilcullen to get his 3rd sack. He did have 2 sacks in week 1. He has not gotten his 3rd sack of the season yet today. Oh, and that's a big hit. Is that Williams again? Williams is having a great game. All right, so 2 runs, -1 yard. Now we'll see if the Bears can defend the pass. And a great job of stopping the quarterback from running around. It seems like the semi-pro teams like to have their quarterback scramble quite a bit. The Bears, of course, the one team that's been lucky enough, or the one user team that's been lucky enough to play 2 straight semi-pro teams, has at least learned how to defend a pathetic offense. And considering they practice against their own offense every day, that would make sense. Why did I run right into the only guy that wasn't being blocked? All right. What do we need here? How about a tight formation? Okay. See where the green box is on the left. That's perfect. And Caceres up to 52 yards rushing. 11 carries. Not bad. Starting to get a running game going. They're not really doing terrible at running or passing. They're just failing to pick up 3rd downs and failing to do things that make them a cohesive unit. There's a bull rush for a couple yards. Puts his head down and just powers forward. Oh, he tried to spin off the tackle, but he could not keep his feet in this swamp of a field. Still a good run, though. See, I have a play called the Cards Zone. Perhaps they steal this from the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's see how it works. May have to steal more things from St. Louis. Morris with his first carry of the afternoon. There's a completion. Oh, he broke 3 tackles, but still could not get in the end zone. All right, Bears looking much better here in the second half on offense. Let's see if they can actually turn it into points. Morris bounces off of 1 tackle, but could not get through into the end zone. He actually loses yards. 10 plays for 10 yards for Tampa Bay. 27 plays, 175 yards for the Bears. It was a diving catch for the touchdown. Wow, it wasn't easy, but a great catch. And Brown has his 2nd touchdown pass. The first one, of course, went to Harlan Hill. This one goes to, gosh, sorry, I don't have it in front of me, number 88. Can't think of his name right now. Not, well, anyways, 2 touchdown passes for Brown. And the Bears lead 14-0. 7 play, 65-yard drive. The coach is getting a little bit happier with them. Man, the wind is really allowing him to show off his kickoff ability. All right. And George is out there to get the tackle. It was a nice play designed by the Tampa Bay team. Let's play Doug Atkins for a turn and see what I can do with him. Oh, I think their tight end slipped. Made it look like Griffin had no idea where he was throwing the ball. And there's the classic 1960 Bears celebration from their defenders. That's what they do back in 1960. Dancing around, flapping their arms like birds. They may have stole that from the Cardinals as well. Oh. He made the cutback move, and then his blocker blocked me out of the picture. Luckily, there was another defender there to get him out. Look at that block. Nice block by number 70. Nearing the end of the third quarter, Tampa Bay having a decent drive here. And there's Starkwell getting some positive yards. He now has 6 carries for 0 yards. Let's see what Bill George is thinking on this play. Creeps up to the line. Oh, and Ryan Griffin getting onto a roll now, 5 of 8, 57 yards. Bears defense, who's playing so well in the first half, starting to show some holes here. And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. So 1 quarter to play. Tampa Bay on the move, trailing the Chicago Bears 14-0. And there's another completion, another 5 yards. And I think somebody moved, or did the defense charge again? No, this time it's on Tampa Bay. 5-yard penalty will push him back. Bring it back to a 2nd and 10. And Griffin scrambles for another 6 or 5 yards. Brings up a 3rd and 5. Well, let's be Fortunato this time. Oh my God, he's wide open. If the throw was better, that was a touchdown, but he's forced to make a diving catch. Not sure if maybe that was my responsibility to be covering him. Not sure I was left wide open. And the Bears defense gets right in on that one. He's back to negative yards on the day. Let's go with the blitz and see if we can get some pressure on him. And it's a nice tackle. He gets those 2 yards back, though. 4.5 minutes to go. And Griffin throws that one away. He was still 7 of 11. Still pretty good stats for the semi-pro quarterback. And now is the most important play of the game, as it is 4th down. And time is running out. And Griffin fires it into the stands, and then the Tampa Bay player magically goes through the wall. That is given 110%. He literally went through the wall, and I believe he is dead. And there's a nice tackle by the cornerback. 14 carries, 69 yards. It's a flesh wound. Yep. It's some kind of wound when you run through a stadium wall. Well, he may be a mutant, as he seemed to phase through the wall. And I think Tampa Bay is on to us here, that we're going to try to run out the clock. Maybe we'll give Brown one more shot at throwing it. See what happens. And he hits DeVille for the touchdown. The corner came up and got right into his face. So they call for the streak. Of course, he beats his man. No safety back there to help. And that's the easiest that it'll ever get for the Bears. It'll help the stat sheet, that's for sure. The Bears offense, it's 90 yards on one play. That puts up to 271 total yards. And we're only 2.5 minutes away from watching the third semi-pro team get shut out here in week 2. Now Tampa Bay could have clearly gotten a field goal earlier, but of course they had to go for it on 4th down. So they were able to drive on the Bears at least once, but unable to get any points, it looks like. Although they still have all 3 timeouts, they can definitely put something together here. Just not sure if the Hurts can do it anymore. Griffin takes off. He now has scrambled 3 times for 27 yards. All right, so we're now just 2 minutes away from this game coming to a conclusion, but we are only 4 hours away from the start of the Colts and Rams game, which should be exciting. Two very good teams. The Colts probably have the edge in talent, but the Rams are no slouch. Additionally, the Colts did struggle in their Week 1 loss to the Cardinals, so this is definitely not a sure game. I'm sorry, it's the Colts and the Cardinals. Not the Colts and the Rams. The Colts played the Rams last week. So the Colts did struggle against the Rams in Week 1. This week they have the Cardinals. And since the Cardinals had that play stolen by the Bears, I wonder if we'll see the Cardinals running any Bear plays. Okay, I'm going to miss every tackle. Whew. So as much as I struggled with getting the schedule right, I struggled on that play, missing what seemed to be 9 to 10 tackles. And now Tampa Bay is going to try to score off the Bears to make sure the Bears can't enjoy the shutout that everyone else does against the semi-pro teams. And Griffin throws that one away, 9 of 16, 104 yards. I didn't even realize it was in the nickel. And there's a nice sack. Kilcullen, did they give him the full sack or was that a half? I think it was a half, so he's now at 2.5 sacks for the season. It's popped up in the air and incomplete. Pettibone popped it up in the air, almost came down with it too, but realized an incompletion is actually better than an interception since it was 4th down. Now I'm going to say he realized that. I actually think he just doesn't have the greatest hands in the world. Oh. Well, it looks like Tampa Bay is going to go ahead and accept that they lost this game, not waste their timeouts. 46 seconds away. Bears are going to start off 2-0. Both wins against semi-pro teams. The real test will be next week against the Green Bay Packers. And let's see. Might as well end it with a wildcat play. See how those work. Caceres in motion. Morris gives it to Caceres. Caceres bouncing off a couple tackles. Oh my goodness. He bounces off a couple tacklers, but then I'm sorry. Oh, he gets cartwheeled into the sidelines. That'll teach him for breaking tackles. Let's give Morris one more carry here. And not much yards, but it doesn't matter. The Bears have won 21-0. Again, we have the Colts and Cardinals. Colts and Cardinals coming up tonight in just about 4 hours real time. That'll be on the Twisted Phoenix channel. And then Thursday night, don't miss the doubleheader coming to you from John M. That'll be both the Giants and Oilers in action. Oilers get another one of these semi-pro teams, but the Giants-Lions game is one that you cannot miss. Lots of stars on display. Thank you, Vinny. Thanks, Brian. The Bears looked better against this semi-pro team. I still think they need to improve a lot before they start playing the Packers, but unfortunately they are playing them next week. So we'll see if we can get some stuff ironed out on the practice field. For now, this has been the second week's game for the Bears, and they are starting off 2-0. Don't miss the Colts, Giants, or Oilers still to come. Thanks for watching, everyone. Good night.